Hi, this is Survivor from Scrappy Mania, and today I'm going to show you how to create this cute little box. It's a gift box for cookies or even for a cupcake. So I created a cupcake holder. Now this is the second holder I created. The first holder didn't work and I ran out of paper. So more than likely this box is going to be used for cookies, but I did get the measurements to create the holder that will fit perfectly in here. And it's big enough that a cupcake will fit in the middle. And there's enough space in there that if you frost a cupcake, it will still fit inside your little oven. And then you just close it up. And see how cute that is? Just put a little bit, a tag or anything like that right there. You can even, when you put the holder in, you may want to go ahead and glue it down. Put a little bit of adhesive if you like. Or just leave it like that. The cupcake will keep it in place. But see how cute it is? And I put some more paper around it. And see how cute? So let me show you how to do this. You only need one piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. And then just scraps of pattern paper. So I have a lot of this Christmas paper that I want to use up. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a bunch of these boxes, a lot of these boxes. And it's what I'm going to give my coworkers and my neighbors and even some stocking stuffers for my kids. I'll make some Christmas cookies and I'll just place it inside this little box and give it out. So let's go ahead and get started. First, I want to show you what you need. You're going to need a scoreboard, something that you can score. You can also use your Fisker cutter to score, so I'll give you the measurements and everything. So you can even use the Fisker. You're going to need a punch for your burners. So this is a 1-inch punch. Now I didn't have a smaller punch. I needed like a 1/2 inch punch or 3/4 of an inch punch. I don't have that small of a punch, but what I did is I just placed it. I got some scraps, black cardstock, so I'm just going to take my punch, I'll put it here, and then I'll just cut around it like I did there. So if you have a smaller punch, then that's even better. Or even a slight bigger punch, that's even better. You're also going to need 2 other punches for your knobs here for the controllers. So I have, this is actually a 1/2 inch and a 1/4 inch punch that I got some time ago. And the measurements. So let's go over the measurements. So for the bottom piece, your window, so this window is actually a 2 by 2 that I rounded up the corner, so it's a template. So 2 by 2, round up the corner, use that as your template. And the bottom is going to measure, this bottom piece measures 7 by 4 inches. Okay. This piece, the side piece, which is the side over here, this piece here, this side piece is actually 9 by 3. And this is 7 by 4. And then the top piece here, this piece right there that makes the little control panel and part of the back, that one is actually measures 5.5 by 4. Okay. So I am going to cut my pieces. So I am going to cut, first I'm going to cut it at 8 inches right here. And this is 4 inches. And then I'm going to cut 4 inches. So you get 3 panels, 3 4 by 12s. Okay, so the first panel here, this one I'm going to cut at 7 inches. So I'm going to cut it down to 7. So now I have 4 by 7. Let me go ahead, I'm not going to write it on, but this is 4 by 7. Okay, put that aside. Then we need a 4 by 5.5. Now this is too small, so you're going to have to use your other panel. And you're going to measure this one 4 by 5.5. And this one you can get 2 out of this one. So that one I can use this one to create another one. And then this one is gonna be, this one is 4 by 5.5, just make sure. Yep. And then this one's gonna be just 3 by 6. So 6. Save that piece off, and by 3. And save this piece off. So you do have a little bit left here for, you can use some of this for your next box, or you can also use it to create cards. Now let's go ahead and get the scoreboard, and we're going to start first with the 7 by 4. Turn it upside down. And at the 7-inch side, I'm going to go ahead and score this at a 1/2 inch. And 3.5 inch. And 6.5 inch. Turn it over. We're going to score it at 1/2 inch. And 3.5 inch. Okay. Take a pair of scissors, and we are going to cut. So notice that I have, these are my fold lines. You can probably see it in the back a little better. So what I want to do is I want to cut at an angle here, because when I fold it in, it's gonna fold nicely. So I'm just going to cut at an angle and get rid of this piece. You're going to cut at an angle up to your point there. Cut at an angle up to that point. You're going to cut a little triangle out of this corner. And then cut at an angle here. Then I'm going to take my scoring tool, and I'm just going to score. Actually, I'm going to fold each of these flaps in. Okay, so let's put that, oh, before we put it aside, let's go ahead and make the opening for the center. This is going to be my oven, so actually this piece is here, so we need to cut out a window. So I'm going to put my oven window here. I'm going to trace it. You're going to take your craft knife and roughly, don't have to be perfect, just going to cut the opening. Now this is a little piece of packaging that I save these packagings so that way I can use it for my windows. So I'm just going to cut. So now I'm going to take some tape. And I'm just going to line it up. Now let's go ahead and do the next one. 3 by 9. And here you are going to score it at 3 inches, 6 inches, and just fold it. Okay. Put that aside. And then the next one is going to be the 5.5 by 4. And at the 4-inch side, we are going to score at 1/2 inch and 3.5 inch. Turn it around, and at the 5.5 inch side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch, 1.5 inch, 2 inches and 3 inches. Okay. And then what you're going to do here is you're going to cut. The only thing you're going to cut at an angle is on the bottom piece here on the 1/2 inch side that you folded. On this side, you're going to taper those corners. And kind of the rest, you're just going to fold it. Now I need to cut in between all these folds, but before I cut it, I want to put some of this adhesive, and I'm going to go ahead and cut. So you want to cut this side, okay, and bring it up. You want to cut this side, bring it up, because you don't want to put adhesive there. Now you do want to put adhesive on all these areas here. So you want adhesive here. Okay. And then here you want to put adhesive. Don't put any adhesive on here. You want to put adhesive on the bottom of your box. And then before I do anything, I want to put this little notch right there. And I'm using this We Are Memory Keeper corner mounter. And if you don't have one of these, you can just cut it by hand. And I'm still kind of learning how to use this thing. I got it when it was on sale, but I don't know if I would get it if it wasn't on sale. It's not the greatest little gadget, but it's good enough. Okay. And once you do that, let me get rid of these. They just sticks on my finger. You're just going to take a pair of scissors. See, that's what I'm telling you. I don't think I will buy this if it wasn't on sale, because it's not the greatest little gadget. It truly isn't. I could have done the same thing with a semicircle. So there's my product review on this. Don't buy it. Okay. So now, see, I cut a little opening just to the fold line. So now when I put it together, that will prevent it from going all the way in. Okay, so now I'm ready to assemble my piece. So of course, this is the side, this is the back, these are the side. This is the front, this is the bottom. So this piece needs to come here. So just butt it against the bottom right there, and then make sure it's right there. Okay. Before you put the sides, let's go ahead and place this one. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead, I forgot to kind of fold all the edges. So how this is going to go, it's going to go like this. This is going to glue in the back. Oh, and I forgot to cut these. Now, see? The reason why I put the adhesive before I cut it, because it's a lot easier that way. But how this is going to go, it's going to go in, this is going to go in. The little one is going to go in, then that's going to go there, and this is going to go on top like that, like this, and then this is going to be the top of your stove. So let's go ahead, make sure that we place it right. Okay, so see how you have everything? So now let's go ahead and take all adhesive pieces off. See how you have that? Then we're going to go ahead and put this together. Like that. Okay? It's starting to form. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and place this side panel here. Side panel here. And then okay, and then this one here. And there's your cute little oven. Okay. There you have it. So there's my little oven so far. We haven't decorated. So now let's go ahead and make the cupcake holder. So we're going to need a piece of cardstock. 3 6/8 by 3 6/8. So 3 6/8. Right there. By 3 6/8. Okay. Now you're going to score 1/2 inch on all 4 sizes. 1/2 inch, and just turn it around. Sometimes when it's this small, it's easier for me just to kind of turn it around clockwise for scoring. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and cut, because we're going to create a box. So we're going to cut just these 2 sides, then turn it around 90 degrees, cut the other 2 sides. And then we need to make the circle for our cupcakes. So I'm going to take my little circle, which is 2 3/16 of an inch. And you're going to take and just make a mark around. Okay, now you're going to take your cutter and just cut around it. Now we're going to put some sticky adhesive or some little adhesive on the corners here. Because the corners are so small, this adhesive was not strong enough to keep it together, so I end up at the end using staples to keep it closed. And actually the mini staples look pretty nice on the bottom of the box, and they won't see it.
it's going to be inside the oven.
So there's your box. So now let's make sure it fits in our oven. It actually does. Perfect. So there's our oven. Oh, let me close it. Okay, oops. Okay. So there's our oven. Nice, cute little oven. So now let's go ahead and put all our pieces. Now we're going to put some of the other stuff on here. I'm going to bring over my buttons. So these are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. These are going to be, so let me bring this one. These are going to be my burners. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere these. Adhere them on this black cardstock. So I'm going to let that dry. Good thing this is quick drying glue.
And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to my little knobs.
So I'm going to take a little bit of this paper. I want to just put little slivers of this paper. So it looks like the little handle. Okay. So now I think this is dry. So let's cut these out. Okay, so and then you're going to take a Sharpie and you're going to create those burners. Like that. Okay. Then I'm going to take this panel. Now, this panel measures 3 7/8 by 2 7/8. And I'm going to place my little burners on my panel before I even put it on my project. So I think I'm going to outline my panel with my gel pen. That gives a little more character. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take my next panel, which is where the knobs are going to be, and this is 7 7/8 by 2 7/8. Before I even put my knobs, I'm going to outline it with my gel pen. Okay. So let me go ahead and put my first 2 on each side. And then I can go ahead and place this one there. And this one here. Like that. That looks cute. Okay. My next panel, this is the sides. And this one measures, let's see, that's the window. And actually I forgot to cut another side. So let me go ahead and do that. This is 3 7/8 by 3. Hold on. Actually that's the back like that. This is for here. That goes right there. So this is 3 7/8 by 2 7/8. It's gonna go back here. I'm gonna outline it. This is, I need to cut the window. If I'm gonna use that here, then I need to cut the window. And this is actually 2 by 7/8 and by 2 by 7/8. And I am going to need the window for this opening, which is right here. And then this one is 3 by 7/8 by 2 by 7/8. And what we want to do is we want to go ahead, and this is 1/2 inch by 6, and what I want to do is I want to place it around here. Let's see if I okay, this is the back, it goes right here. Make sure we put enough glue. Actually, let me go ahead and use this mega really sticky glue or score tape. I think this will work better than my glue. Okay, let's place that there. And this again was 3 7/8 by 2 7/8. Because remember, even though it's 3 by 3, this extra 1 inch it adds, and we want it a little smaller than the actual size here because we want to have some of that paper showing, some of our stainless steel showing. Okay, and that makes it a little more sturdier too. Now we're ready to put those side pieces there, but because we have this right here, I went ahead and measure 1/2 inch on each side. That will take the 1/2 inch on this side, and then the inch, then 1 inch down. And I actually need to cut this 1 inch instead of 1/2 inch. It actually needs to be 1 inch. So let me measure that out. So put these two together. Let's cross our fingers that I do it right. Okay. And that will go right there. Perfect. So we're going to have to use our gel pen again to kind of outline it. Oops. I knew I didn't do it right. Oh well. So what we're going to do, improvise. I should have put it. I needed to put one right side up and one upside down. But improvise. I put that little strip of gold there. But if you want to do it, you need to cut it 3 7/8 by 2 7/8. And then you measure 1/2 inch in, and then an inch from the top down. And you put, when you cut it, if you're using this as a template, you put one wrong side up and the other one right side. So you're going to put the right side together, just like if it was fabric. I didn't do that, but it's still okay because, I mean, I do have that strip of gold that actually goes lower than my piece. And the reason I did that because of stability, to give it a little more stability to my box. So it worked out okay. Oops. Okay. So still looks cute. That looks cute. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and make sure that that fits on my opening like so. I'm going to use the skinny one, my 1/4 of an inch score tape. I think if you make these, if you cut everything out, you can do these as an assembling line. And like I say, you might want to have people help you assemble them together because it's actually a little time consuming. Okay, now I'm ready to put my little panels here. My stovetop and my control panel. You have one chance to put in this right, so I'm going to start from the back and then to the front. Okay, so that's cute. Now, we're not finished yet because we need to put a greeting there. Or, you know, to it's from and to whom. And what I want to do is I want to put these mittens, and I'm going to put it out in here in the front. Okay. We want to put a little, I want to put a little lining of this silver. Right there. Maybe a little thinner. Go right there. Maybe I'll use this one to outline it. You know what? Maybe I want to put some of this dimensional adhesive. And I want to go ahead and put a ribbon. Use my tiny attacher there. Thread it through. Let me get rid of some of the adhesive. And then put a little bit, once I write for who it belongs to, I'll put a little dimensional adhesive right there so it'll be out. And I think I'm done. Oops. I think I'm done. So let me, oh, you know, this is not staying. I can fix that. Let's do a tiny attacher. How about that? That's going to make sure it stays in place. that in there. And there you have it. So there's your oven. See how cute that is? No template or anything needed, just a couple of measurements. And there you have it. So I hope you liked this video, and I've gave you some ideas of nifty little boxes that are unique and that you can use with your scraps and just one piece of cardstock, 12 by 12, to make these lovely little cupcake holders or cookie holders or anything else that you want to put in there. Thank you for watching. Bye now.